Erskin Music Show. We're back all up in your face. That's because you watching it in your face, and then I'm here with my face, and so I'm in your face today. Yep, it's that kind of morning. We love the fact that we get a chance to do this. Hopefully, you guys recognize that there's really no pay per se involved in this sort of situation. We're doing it out of the goodness of our heart. We're doing it because, hey, we love the people that are out there. And speaking of the people who are out there, we got folks that tune in regularly from Johnson City, Tennessee, and we love that. Always love to get the interaction from a place that is near and dear to my heart, a place where I went to college, a place where I went to church a lot, and have some tremendous friends that are still there in that area. And so shout out to Johnson City, Tennessee. You know what we don't have on this show, Big Head? Big Head, we don't have a lot of people who are watching this show from Temple, Texas. And so if we could just maybe ramp up. No, that's Big Head just reminded me. That's probably right. A prophet is without honor in their hometown. And you guys know that I'm from Temple, Texas. Well, you guys probably know I'm from Texas, the nation to the south of the United States. But we don't have a lot of viewership from Temple, Texas. And I wonder why. I wonder. Could it be because I was a knucklehead in high school? Maybe so. But shout out to the great state down in the south. We got some folks from Michigan that have been tuning in lately. How about that? And I'm supposed to be up in Michigan. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. But wait, Erskin's coming. Let's look and see what Erskin is doing. Erskin is doing what he does every day. Balling out on the Erskin Music Show. Let's get some fireworks up in this bad boy today. All right, you guys beat me to it. The comment section is turned on. Want to let you guys know that the snarkier, the better. I love this audience because if you guys find a rabbit trail, this audience has got ADD. You guys can go talk about cats and animals and weird things, which has prompted a segment that we call That's Weird. Come on.
That's weird.
Or maybe it's just the host that's weird. Hey, good morning, Mayoshi. Hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning. Yes, from Johnson City. Giving a shout out. Okay, all the different things, all the places that are out there. Hey, North Carolina, we haven't heard from you guys in a while. Iowa, Kansas City. Man, there's a lot of folks that view this from overseas, and we're super excited. Let's throw some subs up there. Hey, we are stuck at, and I say stuck at because we climbed, I think, a whole 16 viewers last season. We're in season 4 now. We're at 766 subscribers to this channel. Let's blow that up. So if you're watching this on YouTube in the tape delay, or you're watching this on Facebook Live, or you're watching this on Twitter, thank you so much. But remember to subscribe and enable the notifications so that you don't miss a single episode. All right, folks, let's share the screen here. Comment section is still turned on, but I need some participation this morning. I actually do need some participation. Because we got a number of things that we can celebrate. Every day is a celebration. Yes. Every day is a celebration. And I was wondering if we could get, okay, I'm going to give you the options today. Here's what we could celebrate today. It is Vietnam Peace Day. And I find it strangely ironic when we're on the brink of war with Russia, the brink of World War III, that we'd be celebrating Vietnam Peace Day. We need to be celebrating Russia and Ukraine. They're not really going to get into a fight. Peace Day. Nonetheless, Vietnam Peace Day, January 27th. We remember that. Here's a day that was interesting. I saw this on the calendar for today. Never celebrated this one, and you'll know why. It is National Breast Pumping Day. And I thought, I don't really think I know what that is. But then as I began to read, I thought, I exactly know what that is. Not from personal experience, but the day is just as it sounds, people. January 27th is National Breast Pumping Day. Are we celebrating this today? It is also January 27th, could be and should be considered National Holocaust Remembrance Day. Now, most of the time in the realm or the category of celebration, I usually choose something to celebrate that's maybe a happy memory or something. National Holocaust Remembrance Day. That's there. That's there, people. And then also, last but not least, and I didn't want to make a choice for everybody in the world, but this is what I would choose. It's National Chocolate Cake Day. So what say you people out there? What are we celebrating today? Oh man, National Breast Pumping Day. If you guys say you want to celebrate National Breast Pumping Day, I would say that's probably the caliber of audience that we have out there. You guys would say that just to make me squirm in my seat just a little bit, but that's okay. We can celebrate any of those days. You know what? We can celebrate all of those days. Vietnam Peace Day. Let's get some fireworks up in this thing. Come on, where we at? Where we at? What we doing? Okay. Breast pumping day? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Holocaust Remembrance Day. Even though I probably wouldn't have put that on the list, we do need to remember the Holocaust. And last but not least, we're going to get into some chocolate cake day. I had a chocolate muffin yesterday. Does that count? It was good, actually. I think we still have some chocolate muffins left. Celebrate today. All right. You guys didn't participate fast enough. Chester, hey, he says, we're the monkeys. People know we monkey around up on this show. So I don't, if you're old enough to remember that reference, there was a national, I think, monkeys celebration day. Big Head, can you find that, or like somebody on the show, can you find that there was like I think a national Celebrate the Monkeys Day? Just, pretty insightful. I remember on season 3 we crossed that barrier, and so I played the introduction to the Monkeys because that was a very big part of my formative years of growing up and finding out this thing called television did actually have some fun things on it. All right, so we got Julie Branham that's coming on. She's going to be at the doorstep here in just a few moments. But suffice it to say, we always enjoy when we have guests on, and what I try to do on this show is I try to have a variety of guests on. We've had some that are in the world of acting, comedians that have come on this show. We've had people who are in the music industry that have come on the show. We have health professionals that have come on this show. People who have come on the show and who have contributed to the show. We really, really appreciate dolphins. Yeah, we appreciate dolphins. We really appreciate the expertise to the level of the people who come on this show. And so I try to do nothing but bring you guys the highest caliber and best possible guests that we can bring onto this show and give you guys some various perspectives. One of the things that often blows up on the internet, people want to see what's life like behind the curtain, and we want to follow our stars around, and there's this paparazzi mentality out there, and people want to hide in the bushes, and what does Justin Bieber and all these people do when they're not doing what they do? And so I just want to give you guys a window into the world of Erskin music. And yeah, there's a little bit of production that goes with this show, but these normally the people who come on this show are people that I come across in just daily life as I'm going through. If I'm traveling, I'll be on the road next week. Let's see, maybe for the next 2 weeks, I think, of this show, we're not going to be in the warm, not so warm home studios here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're taking the show out on the road, and that's always an adventure, trying to figure out who has internet, where can I broadcast the show from. But it does give me an opportunity to partner with different churches and institutions that are out there all across this great land to let us know that we can still keep the Erskin Music Show going. But I come across people in all walks of life, and maybe, just maybe, I'll show up in an area near you. Now, folks up in Michigan, you already know I'm coming to you. And I already know that it was -9 the other day. And you guys who watch this show already know. Send your thoughts and prayers to your friend Erskin, because he is going to be really cold. So we got at the doorstep, not dolphins, but we got Julie Branham, who's coming on to the show today. And if you've never heard of the Soul Choir before, have you ever heard of the Soul Train? If you've never heard of the Soul Choir or the Soul Train, well, I'm sorry. You were deprived as a young child. We got Julie Branham that's coming on. Don't want to keep her on the door. Let's get some fireworks going here for her as the guest. Hey, and then there's Julie.
Erskin, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
I'm good. Really good.
Hey, I'm in one part of Nashville. You're in another part of Nashville. Where are you at this morning?
I'm in Spring Hill.
Spring Hill. Let's get it done down there.
Yes.
Our neighbors to the south.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, it's so great seeing you this morning. I'm going to do this as a way of intro because I think everybody should know what the Soul Train is, and I think everybody should know what the Soul Choir is. But we're not here to talk about the Soul Train. If you missed it, you missed it. I'm going to share a little bit for the audience that's out there about who the Soul Choir is and who you are, and then we'll conduct our interview. And people, you're going to be surprised. I had to jump through a lot of hoops and managers and behind the scenes and negotiations and pay out millions of dollars so I could get this guest today. You're gonna you're gonna love this. The Soul Choir is a high energy elite music group of professional level singers, musicians dedicated to bringing the good news of God's unconditional love and our Savior through the powerful catalyst of excellent music. With their unique blend of soul, R&B, the Soul Choir aims to create an atmosphere that will break down cultural and denominational boundaries and allow God to move in powerful ways. Soul Choir's core ministry is prisons, jails, inmates, the homeless, military bases, charitable organizations, and obviously churches in the United States. And guess what? All around the world. As well as studio and live vocals for various artists such as Disney. And then there's I don't know if you guys have ever heard of any of these people. Alison Krauss, Winona Judd. They've worked alongside Ricky Skaggs, Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, Jordan Pruitt, CeCe Winans, Bill Gaither, Jordan Sparks, Melinda Doolittle, and many. There's too many to even count. Julie, did I miss anything?
No, you're good.
I mean,
would take all day.
Yeah, the bio could go on and on and on and on. So folks that are out there today, comment section is turned on. Say good morning to Julie. Julie's been gracious enough to join us this morning and tell us about the Soul Choir. But hey, before we get to all the Soul Choir stuff, we've heard about them. We know that this is legit. We want to know a little bit about you because you have an incredible history that I want our audience to know about. Just will give them a background and a context of who the people are that are at the foundation of the Soul Choir. So tell us a little bit about your career and musical experience. And then by virtue of that, people should look out for your music as well.
Well, I grew up in a Christian home and kind of in a musical family. A lot of my family were musicians and going to Christian school and just all that kind of stuff. So I was kind of surrounded by that, and it was inside of me. My babysitter used to bring over a little Schroeder piano and teach me songs on the piano. So I started playing when I was about 3 and playing in church by the time I was 4. And then by the time I was 9, I was playing the piano for the adult choir in church and the organ. And then when I was 13, I was directing the children's, youth, and adult choirs at my church. And so I went on doing that. And then in high school, I was singing demos for a small studio that was getting started. So I'd go every day after school. But then also when I was in high school, I got the opportunity to sing background vocals for one of the biggest artists in the world at the time. And so I spent a few years doing that, different concerts with that artist, and also still doing my own music. And when I was 15, I got invited to be a part of a recording class at UCLA. So they used my project for their class.
So you were a wee little lad and you were doing all these amazing things.
So I did a 12-song demo there at UCLA. And so that was awesome. And then when I was 19, I auditioned for a group that they were advertising in CCM magazine about, that they were auditioning vocalists, girls in one position. So they auditioned girls from all over the United States, and they picked me, and I was 19. And so I literally left on the road pretty much the next day.
Wow.
We had a bunch of concerts that weekend and I had to learn the whole show, kind of thing. So, so I've been in music ministry since I was young. And
the wee little lad.
Yes. And touring around the country, around the world, actually. And so when I got back, I really wanted to do my own music. So I didn't sign my new contract, and I came home after about 4 years. And so I also was a worship leader at one of the largest churches in Southern California, Calvary Chapel. West Covina at that time, and then changed to Diamond Bar, but Raul Reese is the church. And then
Okay.
started doing my own CDs and touring for those. And also producing other people, writing for other people, all that stuff. Anyway, it's just a
A
long story.
star.
Well, it's just
A
this
star.
is what God, gave me to do, and I just love music. It's in my blood. So, and of course, He gave me a heart for people, a heart to share the gospel. My mission and vision is to know God, to make disciples, and to preach the gospel to everyone everywhere. So,
And that's so important that not only do people hear that, but then I feel like a lot of times I have to remind myself of my own mission and vision and continually repeat to myself, okay, what is my mission and vision? So I don't have mission drift and get off course. But yeah, that's great.
yes. And so luckily He's given me so many opportunities that have kept me on that road and kept me focused on that. Luckily, I've known what my calling was since I was young, very young.
Mm,
And so if people ask me, what have I done all my life, pretty much if people don't know, also I'm a graphic designer. So it's been music and graphic design my whole career and pretty much my whole life. So that's been
yeah.
very cool. And so anyway, throughout that time, I started a group in California called the Heart and Soul Gospel Choir. Someone had asked me if I would do some series of gospel concerts and if I would put together
Okay.
a group. So I did. And it was mainly from church, Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills with Jack Hibbs. It was mainly singers from there.
Hey, I've got a clip of them. Hold on a second.
That's Tim. That's funny. But anyway, so yeah, I started this group called the Heart and Soul Gospel Choir, and we went and started singing in prisons and jails and old folks' homes and nursing homes and retirement homes and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
And
all the places, doing
having
all
a,
the things.
having a great time, doing that in ministry. And then I got the opportunity for my family, actually got the opportunity to move to Nashville. So, by the way, if I didn't say it before, I'm from Los Angeles. This is where all this is taken place, in Los Angeles before. So, born and raised there.
Okay.
But anyway, so then
We won't hold that against you from
yeah.
California.
So then I had to disband the group there in California, and we came here. And they put me to work. The town put me to work right away, singing in prisons and jails here, and all of that, just by myself, doing my own music. But and then someone asked me, they said, "Hey, I've read your bio. Are you going to do something like that group here in Nashville?" And I said,
Yeah, can
"You know
we
what?
Nashvilleans have something like that as well?
And I told him, I said, "This isn't my town. I don't know how it works here. So I don't know, so the
Yeah, I think an A flat is still an A flat in Nashville.
Hey, now, but I just didn't know how to start something like that here. But anyway, Gospel Music Association asked me if I would go up to Estes Park. It was I think it was the last year they did Music in the Rockies up there. And they asked me to teach a couple of classes. So people were asking me about it up there. And I decided I was going to pray about it. Lord, do you want me to do
That's a
this
good idea.
here?
Let me pray about that.
And even the mission and vision of Soul Choir just expanded and grew. And when I came back down from that mountain, I had been running. I started a venue called Cafe Forte, and we can talk about that another time. But that kind of gave me the infrastructure to be able to start Soul Choir. So I started advertising, and I changed the name down to Soul Choir and changed the logo, put together a mission and vision and what we were going to be doing and all of that. And I got such a great response that I didn't even understand. Mark Kibble called me from Take Six and said, "I heard about what you're doing, and we want to help in any way that we can." I had people in the group like Sharif Iman and Kim Fleming and Jan Harris, and people who have been
Rock
singing
stars,
with all
people. If you
these
don't know
big
who these people are,
artists.
rock stars.
Yes. And so I was so blessed by the people that were coming into Soul Choir. So we had open auditions. Right now we are in our 15th year, but 15 years ago, we had open auditions here in Nashville. We kind of did them like American Idol style, and
Uh-huh.
it took us pretty much all day to get through everybody. But God put together this wonderful group of people, and we went out of the gate at 1,000 miles an hour. I'll tell you, we launched in I want to say it was probably the end of August. And then by October, well, we had already been invited to sing the Skirmerhorn. That was our very first concert. We haven't even sung a note yet. And we got invited to do 2 sold out shows there with other artists,
There
like
you go.
Steve Green and Point of Grace, and a couple other big choirs.
If you can't start at the bottom, start at the top.
Yes, exactly. So I didn't expect that either. And so we got invited to tour Italy from that concert. Jim Caviezel from Passion of Christ was there
Uh-huh.
also.
Uh-huh.
And it honestly went from there, and we never stopped. And we've been doing, kind of an average of 80 concerts a year or so. We call them ministry opportunities because that's what we do. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's the beginning of it. That's how it all started here.
Well, love your heart. Let me share this, and I'm going to do about a minute of this, and then we can talk more specifically about the Soul Choir and then some of the vision things that you guys have going forward.
Okay.
But I've got about a minute here that I want to share of the Soul Choir.
That was our first concert.
I think you can narrate this while we're going through here.
Oh, yes. Some of these are for the homeless. We do a lot of military bases, prisons and jails, all kinds of events, especially that we want to reach those that are in prison, poverty-stricken, those that are hurting from hope. And so we will go to places where a lot of people don't go. But God opens doors for us to do other things too, television, radio, and to be able to sing with other artists and minister and share in that way.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That was in Rome.
Sorry, that was a little bit loud there.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's all right. So Rachel Lampa actually had helped us with our first open auditions.
Some guy named Michael W. Smith.
Yes, Allison Krause.
Yeah, Allison Krause. I'm not just reading the bio. Like, you get a chance to actually see the Soul Choir, Julie, with these people, so that you guys know what Julie does. Is that Melinda Doolittle?
That was Melinda Doolittle.
Oh,
yes,
I loved her.
I mean,
yes, I still love her. But
this shows the diversity. We are a multicultural, interdenominational group, and we do that on purpose.
Sharif.
Yes, there he is, Sharif.
All right, I get excited about seeing some of the folks that are there in the Soul Choir.
Yes. And so, we've really been excited about how God has used Soul Choir. I remember somebody, one of the politicians here said, "You guys are everywhere." We do a lot of the
taking over the world,
governor's prayer breakfasts and those kind of things. So all different kinds of things that God has called us to do. And we love it. We do national anthems for sporting events and all that kind of stuff. But our main ministry are to prison and jail inmates, the homeless, military bases, some churches, people that are hurting, feel they have no hope. We'll set up in the middle of the projects and just blast our music loud and get them to come out of their places, and we dance and we have fun. We partner with other organizations so we can give people haircuts or give kids school supplies, or if they need coats or blankets or any of that kind of stuff. Um, a lot of the scriptures that just mean a lot to us are,
Uh-huh.
Isaiah 61:1 is one of our main scriptures of why we exist as Soul Choir. And I'm going to read this because it's easier for me.
Yeah,
But
no, give
it
that to
says,
us.
the Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me, for the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to comfort the brokenhearted and to proclaim the captives will be released and prisoners will be freed. So that means everything to us. Now, um, the reason why Soul Choir even, I explained to you kind of the nexus of it, but why?
Yeah.
Um, I, after all these years of touring and doing my own stuff, being number one on the radio, whatever, all that stuff, it just didn't feel like I was totally right in the middle of, God, what do you really want us to be doing? I knew it wasn't building the biggest churches and having the best laser
Yeah.
systems and the best sound systems and putting on a show for everybody and entertaining each other. I believe that God called us to be fishers of men, not keepers of the aquarium. I'll say that again.
Ooh.
We're to be
Oh, I was gonna
fishers.
say we might have to rewind that and run that one back.
So we're called to be fishers of men, not keepers of the aquarium.
Ooh.
So I
Love
was
it.
asking God,
Love it.
what do you really want us to be doing? What did you create us for? And it's very specific, especially in Matthew 25 and other scriptures that say that we're supposed to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, um, show hospitality to strangers. We're supposed to care for the sick. We are supposed to visit those that are in
Come
prison,
on now. This is
take care of
turn
the
into Bible
orphan
time
and
right now.
widow. That's right. These are the things that he called us to do. So I asked the Lord, I said, what is the best way that I can do that while also making disciples, preaching the
Mm-hmm.
gospel to everyone everywhere, and staying true to what you've called me to do? My catalyst is music. That's what you've given me.
Right.
But I also have administrative skills to help run this thing, too. But um,
Yeah. So Julie,
how,
I'm gonna give some subs out real quick for the folks who are
yeah,
watching, and then we'll come back and talk to me a little bit about the recruitment process. But let me do this really quickly. All
yes,
right. If you are watching us on YouTube Live, on Facebook Live, and or Twitter, please remember to subscribe to the channel and enable the notifications so that you can keep up with all the latest information. All right. So I've become associated with the Soul Choir because we've known each other for a while, but I don't think you knew that I actually lived in Nashville because I travel around all over the place. And so
right,
we finally got connected and started singing with the Soul Choir. Tremendous people, tremendous singers. Wow, some famous singers that I got a chance to meet. And I saw Madonna practically in every one of those things. I don't think she's ever
yes,
missed a Soul Choir event.
yes,
But just incredible group of folks that I would highly, highly recommend. If you're wanting to get involved in singing, you're like, hey, what do I need to do in my career? This should be something that you should consider, you should pray about. And it doesn't just take talent, but it also takes a certain type of character. Talk to me a little bit about the recruiting process that you guys have and what that looks like.
Okay, so Soul Choir. The reason we're called Soul Choir is because we do gospel, soul, and R&B music, but
Mm-hmm.
also because we want to revive, restore, and recruit souls for the kingdom. That's what it's about.
Can you
That's
say
our
those three things again?
restore, revive, and recruit souls for the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our aim. And we want to do that through excellent music because God is a God of excellence, a God of order. So we are looking for skilled singers that not only are great at their artistry, but that have hearts for ministry, that have hearts for people, that have hearts to see people's lives changed and made better by the gospel of Jesus Christ and just simply the love of God that can change people. Um, so we are looking for people that have kind of that well-rounded thing, and of course, we right now we
Actual
are
Christians
actual Christians.
who are
Yes,
gifted in music.
yes,
Got it.
exactly. This is not just, this is no frills. We are down in the trenches. Roll up your sleeves and let's do this ministry. Let's see people's lives changed.
Yeah.
Um, so I
I
want to
love it.
announce right now, here we're announcing for the first time, I'm announcing that we are accepting online submissions for our 2022 season as of today. So you can go to soulchoir.com.
I think I got that in the show notes for today. Is it
soulchoir.com?
Yep, got it. So it's down at the bottom of the screen, folks.
Okay. And
accepting
then
online auditions starting now.
Yes,
Big announcement.
Big announcement. So a pop-up will come up and you can click the online application and fill that out. At the bottom, you can submit a video and or you can paste in a link from your YouTube, Vimeo, or any other kind of video format. And then there will be those that we will want to call back for an in-person audition and interview. And that's going to be our open auditions that will hopefully be in March. I'm not going to give you a date yet. We will also accept walk-ins on that day. So you're going to start hearing about Soul Choir auditions, hopefully all over Middle Tennessee. So we want you to come out. If you are a skilled singer, even if you are a skilled musician, we need guitarists. We'd love to have a whole band, but I need especially a really good R&B guitarist that can play and sings. Also, if you are a writer or an arranger, if you're a sound tech, if you want to be just a helper or an assistant, we want to hear from all of you. You can all audition. The assistants don't have to sing. Not everybody has to sing, but fill out the application at least.
Yes.
So we are just excited about this new season that's coming up. And
incredible. Julie, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. And I hope and pray that there'd be tons of people who would just not jam up specifically, but they would just fill the online queue with people who are wanting to audition and take part in every part. I can highly recommend and highly commend the Soul Choir because I've been associated with them and have seen the way that they serve the Lord and the way that they serve each other and care for one another. And I think that there's a lot of artists that are out there who need to hear this, and people who need to hear this, who are just kind of, they're just kind of going through life and like play a little here, do a little this. Hopefully you can lock in with the Soul Choir and that could be something. Julie, incredible today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Erskin, for having me on. I appreciate it very much.
And we'll talk soon as we get a little bit farther down in the process. Let us know how things are going and we can make some announcements on the show, especially as you get closer to that deadline of like submissions and actual in-person auditions.
Yes. Thank you so much, Erskin. I appreciate it.
All right. God bless. Have a great day.
Bless you too. Bye.
All right. That was Julie Branham and the Soul Choir.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Yes. I love it. I love it. When we have guests on who are just not guests that care about themselves, but they are rounded in the sense that they are including as many people as they can in kingdom work, kingdom activity, and seeing God move through those things. That's so encouraging to hear about the Soul Choir. If you've never heard about them, I know who they were. That's why negotiated that. But if you've never heard about the Soul Choir, that's down there still at the bottom of the screen, www.soulchoir.com. Online audition and more information about the Soul Choir. I only read a fraction of what was there because they've done so many different things. They're in so many different settings. They've had so many different write-ups and accolades. Couldn't possibly get to all that. But if you want to do your due diligence and spend some time researching the Soul Choir, I think you will be incredibly surprised at the things that God is doing through that organization, through Julie, and how obviously you see her heart and what she has done in the kingdom of God. All right. It is the Erskin Music Show. And so let's have some Erskin music. Got some new stuff for your eyes only. So if I'm going to be at a concert with you guys, you may get a chance to see this depending on what the concert venue and concert setting is. But for this show and this show only, you have a special version of the Be Brave track, one that I'm going to kind of narrate along the way. And this should be a lot of fun. So get your dancing shoes on. You guys ready? 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 Dancing shoes? Here we go. Oh, yeah. Get on the dance floor. It's erskinmusic.com. New album. Just Dance. This song is called Be Brave. Here we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. DJ my own songs. I love that. Get to tell you the comment section is turned on. And I get to tell you also that this is a partial lyric video. So when it gets to the chorus, I want everybody up out of their seats. Yeah, come on. Let's have a party. You guys ready for it? Sing along, the words on the screen. Here we go. Special shout out to Christabel Brayton for putting together this incredible half lyric video. And I hope nobody goes into a seizure watching this video because we're going to put it up on the screen in the places where I'm doing concerts. And I'll be performing this live on stage. Let's do it together. Love makes me. Love makes me who I am today. Makes me wanna be brave. Wanna be brave. That's where I hit high note in the song. You got to bring me to your concert venue, and then I'll hit that note in concert. I can't do everything to you guys right now. Come on, what's up? 1, 2, everybody dance. Let's go. Like perfect DJ my old song. All my people like. I feel bad. I get to have so much fun. This show and preparation for this show starts out every day, and I get to do that, and I get to have guests on that I truly love and appreciate and admire, and that just keeps coming. As I'm looking at the roster of guests that are coming on, I have suggestions. Is Melanie Penn in Nashville today? Maybe she is. Okay, that's great. At some point, hopefully Melanie will be on the show. Like actually be on the show. Got a chance to work with her. Just so many guests, so many friends. I met some new people in the last few days that are incredible in the area of discipleship. I won't announce their names just yet until they come on the show. But suffice it to say, I already have a all-star cast, an all-star lineup that is ready to go for this Erskin music thing. And when I start announcing some of the names that are out there, incredible. But you didn't think that we were going to do the Erskin music show and miss Bible time, did you? Come on, get your Bibles. James chapter 1. We're going to do a couple of verses today. James chapter 1. Listen to what it says here. I'm reading from the New English Translation. That'd be the NET, the N-E-T. Consider it. Oh, excuse me. I'm already jumping into the translation that I had memorized. But no, let's read it from here. My brothers and sisters, consider it nothing but joy when you fall into all sorts of trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect effect, so that you will be complete and not deficient in anything. Come on, folks, let's get strong. Often in our world, we think the path of success is the path of ease, the path of least resistance. And we try to avoid those pitfalls and even organize. And I think we probably should structure our society so that we have a modicum of ease and availability as we move forward. There's nothing wrong with that. But do recognize that God's program, especially for his kids, is to take them through some trials and some difficulties. You know what that does? That produces some perseverance in our lives. Perseverance is one of those funny things because you can never tell what truly is going on inside of a person and what really is in the heart of a person when things are going well. Winning awards, being celebrated, path of ease, success, people cheering for you. Everybody wants to show up for that. Everybody's engaged in that. But what about years? And I'm not just talking about a day. What about years of struggle? What about heartache? What about pain? What about frustration? What about 2 steps forward, 3 steps back type of living? Well, friends, don't think that God is somehow mad at you. Somehow God may be working with your attitude in those times to say, hey, I'm going to consider it joy in those times because I know that God is working something in my life that ultimately is going to advance the kingdom of God. How is it going to advance the kingdom of God? I'm going to be complete. Other people around me are going to be complete, mature, lacking in nothing. And then he goes on so far in verse 5. This is not this translation, but he says, if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask God. And so that's the treasure that we get to have, this closer relationship with the Lord, this closer and more dynamic relationship with holistic living in the sense of who God has created us to be and what we need to be doing in our lives. So many artists, like we were talking about in the interview today, are just kind of around Nashville. They're so talented. Like everybody's talented. But I'll tell you this, friend, nobody really cares. Like everybody can play the guitar. Oh, they're just amazing. Oh, virtuoso guitar. Everybody can sing. Woo, up and woo, 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 just singing up and down the scales. But what matters is that you are in the will of God, friend. Are you in the will of God? Do you have a relationship with God? If you have a relationship with God, don't be surprised when there's seasons of struggle and trial and difficulty in life. I heard one of my folks that I follow on Twitter that was talking about if you never get a chance to hear about the struggles of a person, they're really only telling you a portion of the story. And maybe sometime when we're not already at 42 minutes, I can tell you guys a little bit more of the story that brought us to Nashville, helped us to understand, kind of like Julie was talking about today. God has these moments where he takes us from the mountaintop down to the valley and then hopefully back up to the mountaintop. But even if he doesn't, along the way, there's going to be endurance that's gained in our lives. This has been the Erskine Music Show, and I have so much fun doing this. Unfortunately, we don't have a show tomorrow. It's Thursday, and so the show runs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So check out the weekend edition of The Way Forward. Jason and I will be discussing probably President Biden's first year in office and some of the things that we're facing, unless there's a major news story that comes out after that. So you'll want to tune in for that show. It's a little bit more of a guest nature, a little back and forth banter, and a little bit more political in terms of how we as Christians navigate the political arena. So if you're interested in that, you'll definitely want to tune in for the weekend show. Let me give subs on the way out. Again, remember to subscribe on YouTube, Facebook Live, and also on Twitter. Enable the notifications and we can rock out. It's the Erskin Music Show.